Number one, the biggest, most dangerous thing you can do as a like middle-aged guys go play basketball, right? You're asking for a ruptured what? Say it.
ACL.
Achilles.
Or Achilles,
Achilles, right?
Yep.
We see more calf tears and Achilles strain. What position is that plant? That's sprinting, where you have to have long lever hip extension, leg is pretty straight, and you have to load that calf in that position. Excuse me, can I see where you've done that in the last year in the gym? Oh, you didn't. Not once, ever. Right? So number one is what we see is that we have a body and a brain that's not prepared for the speed and load that you remember to do. You have this motor pattern from that quick, cut. So number one is we need to do sprint-like things for the shape, just the shape. That can be pushing a sled. That can be lifting, flipping a tire. I'm a huge fan of that, right? Getting on the jammers is such a great way. Pushing up on a wall, just doing these isometrics that look like sprinting. So just for the shape alone, crucial to be loading so that we can tell our brains and tell our tissues, hey, we're going to be coming here someday. Number two, I don't think that the average person has the tissue tolerance or the range of motion to handle full-blown sprinting. You'll rip your hamstrings off the bone. Listen to Stuart McMillan. But what I'll say is you can go skip. You can start doing some flying 50s or flying 20s, right? You're not from a dead start, but you're just jogging. You pick up the speed a little bit. Go do that on a hill. What's the hill give you? Controlled range of motion. You're not going to be exposed to that big hip extension. So let's give ourselves some grace that, hey, sprinting requires a lot of due diligence and a lot of prep. And that means if you look at how much time our Olympic track athletes, and again, I've worked with, Olympic 100-meter medalists, that the amount of preparation that goes in so they can do 6 100-meter sprints, right? 6. And you're like, I'm just going to do 10 by 10, walk back, sprint again, like right out of the car. Like there's just, and that guy is 17 and probably on drugs. So, you are not wrapped in bubble tape anymore. You don't have the tissue tolerance. You don't have the exposure. So let's make sure that we're giving you some grace, which doesn't mean that you shouldn't be picking up the runs. Get hot, go out there. And I would say, hey, even take your cleats off. Let's do it barefoot. So you're getting some input in here. And I want you to do just, it could be, I want you to walk in between the end zones, and you're going to sprint an end zone, right? You're just going to sprint an end zone. So you got like 20 yards. You kind of pick it up a little bit. You pick up your speed, walk a little bit. The other thing that's really important here that you bring up is that fast twitch. We are not moving quickly in the gym. That speed component is gone. It's dead. Go watch what people are doing in the gym. And I'm like, well, let me tell you why you suck and why we're going to continue to school on you, and why I think Olympic style weightlifting styles, that could be a dumbbell, that could be sandbags. You need to move your tissues under speed load. And there's a lot of ways to do that. No wonder we're like, plyometrics are crucial. You got to be jumping as an adult. And that could be starting with jump rope. Let's make sure you're jumping. And then we're going to jump and do just 2-leg pogo hops with your jump rope. We can get a ton of exposure there. Last is that people are not touching that energy system at all. One of my, in all of you who are listening, when you come work out with me, you're not going to fall for this trap. But I'm going to say, hey, why don't we just go 15 seconds? Who can have the highest wattage? And then we'll hop off like a little weird French contrast, and we'll go over here and we'll power clean a double, and then we'll rest and do it again. I make people vomit so often because they cannot tolerate that peak energy system exposure. And so as I look at your energy systems, where are you spending your time? Everything is in a 1 minute on, 1 minute off. Great. You're going to shred at that. But your 30-second time to main suck, your 15-second time to main suck, your 2-minute time to main suck. So in that place, I want to make sure that we're touching these energy systems, but the sprint energy system, crucial.